For those of you that have followed this channel for a long time, you'll remember that the first video I posted talked about how an old family friend of mine said that I should do lessons on how to use crutches. That sentiment was really what gave birth to this idea of Tip Tuesdays, which I'm somehow still doing every Tuesday. I think I've been doing those for at least 6 months or so. But the whole concept there was to teach, advocate, educate, that sort of thing, and help people understand more about what living as a handicap is like, what skills you might need to develop as a handicap so that you can continue to participate fully in life, some tools you might use, techniques to keep you and others safe, for example. And I'm really proud to say that I think that mentality is really the flagship behind this enterprise of Keep Rolling Mobility. Right now we do repairs. That's the idea as far as revenue, but the heart and soul of it is to help, to educate, to advocate, to bring about a better, the goal is to bring about a better future for those that experience a physical disability. Be that caused by God, nature, or a bad accident. Regardless of how that came to you, the goal is to make it easier to deal with life like that and keep rolling through it. That's why it's called Keep Rolling. But at this point, I am pleased to announce that we're looking to expand. So Keep Rolling Mobility has been, like I said, doing these repairs, and the goal is to make repairs faster and more affordable than what you might find at more of a conventional outlet. Now, the goal has always been to develop that further so that we get a storefront, and then from the storefront start to do sales, and then if we get really big, we can go into manufacturing and start to make this stuff ourselves, and develop literally new technology that gets us through more difficult challenges. Now that's going to be years down the line, if not way further. I hope to live to see it. But I'm pleased to announce that we're starting to develop a more of a strategy to get us into a sales capacity where we're actually focusing more on sales, in addition to repairs. That's not going to end. That will never end as long as I'm in charge. And so to do that, I'm looking towards fundraising opportunities and that sort of thing. Because, again, the idea is to maintain the goal of building and helping and advocating and teaching, educating. And so the idea is that very soon we'll be moving towards that. I'll be taking out probably some loans. But in addition to that, one of the other options that I'm developing is a Patreon. So I'm, again, very blessed that I get to keep making these videos. And at this point, I want to offer and extend an invitation to you, the viewer, the person that is looking at this video, to join me. The goal has always been, again, to help. If this stops helping people, then I don't want to do it. Yeah, it just does. I cannot tell you how little money is made when you're starting an enterprise like this, where it's a grueling process that takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and frankly, at the beginning, there's very little rewards. That's exactly why so many businesses fail at the beginning. Now, I like to think that Keep Rolling Mobility is a bit different because there is a very clear goal. The goal is to make lives for the physically disabled better. And that is something that I have been passionate about forever because I have had a disability forever. And so the goal is to make life easier and better for those that experience a physical disability. So if you want to help, at this point, I would like to extend an offer to help, to let you help. There's a lot of institutions out there that could use help as well, but the goal here is to increase visibility of this company and increase the reach that we have. So the idea is to make our mission, make our messaging clearer to more people, so that we can grow and accommodate more needs, accommodate more, help more people. That's the gist. And so at this point, I would encourage you to take a look over at our Patreon if you like what we do here, if you like the messages that I'm trying to spread. The other item to that, the other point I'd like to make as far as the Patreon, is that I would also like to look into making more content. So I've tried to blog before, but at this point I do it directly for this company. And so we'd talk about like rules that I've developed as someone that uses a wheelchair or crutches. For example, there's a rule that's don't avoid shiny surfaces when you're using crutches. Shiny usually means either oily, wet, or both, and none of those are good for crutches, so watch out. And then more videos. So shorter, probably shorter videos that are just geared to be more fun. Basically look at like challenges that I've experienced that are not really trying to teach you anything. They're just trying to show you that, hey, this is a problem that exists, and try to make it a little comical. So the goal is to, as always, all of this is still going to be available. But if you're willing to support my Patreon, then I want to make sure that you are adequately compensated for that by providing you with more stuff and more reason to do that. So I'll be making those available more frequently and more readily available. I'll make the videos, for example, earlier on that Patreon. So if you work with me over there, then I'll give you more benefit over there. Again, all of this is still going to be available to you. The new videos are going to be available on YouTube, and they'll start that here relatively shortly. Certainly, if I'm depending on the feedback I get on the Patreon itself. But I want to highlight just one more time that what you are doing when you are working with me on Patreon, when you're offering stuff to the company on Patreon, what you are doing is you are not only helping someone that is trying to make videos to make people more entertained, but I am also, what you are also doing is assisting a company with the sole goal of making life easier. The whole point behind all of our marketing, behind all of the activities that this company has done, is to try to help. That's why we have a high emphasis on volunteering. That's why we have a high emphasis on the education of these videos. That's why I've still posted, come poor execution or good execution, I've always posted on Tuesdays. I have yet to miss one. And the entire reason has nothing to do with bringing in anything for the company. The entire reason is to help, is to try and tell people what life is like, and to give them more guidance on how they can make it a little better. And so if that's something that you're interested in, and I think that for quite a few of you it certainly is, then consider giving my Patreon a look. And yeah, as always, my friends, keep rolling. Regardless of what life gives you, keep rolling through it. Take care.